Hi, Cancer Rising. I'm Kat, and this week I'm going to give a little bit of a snapshot of what's going on astrologically from today, January 23rd, through to the new moon in February on the 11th. And I'm also going to look at 10 cards of tarot to give some insight into what may be going on and what's showing up for you. So, first off, let's just overlook what's going on astrologically. I wanted to take a look at two major influences, primarily what's happening today, which is the conjunction of the Sun and Saturn. Now, this conjunction happens every year for all of us, but for each of us, it happens in a different house in our natal chart. And because you're Cancer rising, you have Aquarius sitting in your 8th house, which means that these energies are happening in your 8th house. So the Sun and Saturn, when they meet, is an up-leveling of some sorts. It's bringing responsibility to ourselves and up-leveling our behavior and how we're going about doing certain things. And this being in the 8th house could be affecting how you manage your money, how you manage your debts, how you pay off your debts, and how you're responsible in that area of your life. It also could be matters around your partner's money. And so there could be some up-leveling in that area of your life in the way that this 8th house is the second house of partnership, because partnership is the 7th house. Now, next week, we actually have a astrological influence happening in your 7th house. We have a conjunction between Pluto and Venus. Now, Venus is the planet of our senses and our sensual nature in relationship and how we interact with the relationship, and it's dancing with Pluto, which is a very expansive, transformative energy. So you could be seeing a lot of changes in your relationships, your one-on-one intimate relationship, or also business relationships that are one-on-one, as well as really, really close friends, like your 5 closest people in your life. There may also be something beneficial happening to these individuals, and that could be influencing you as well. So that's happening next week. So look forward to that showing up. You may also have a really pleasant, pleasurable experience with your partner or in finding a relationship next week, a new meeting, a new karmic situation that shows up in your life. Now, with that aside, let's go ahead and look at what's going on with the tarot and what's shown up. I've picked 10 cards for you. The first 3 are going to be your recent past. The second 3 are going to be current energies. Then there's the last round of 3, which is going to be future energies. And then the 10th card is going to be the ultimate outcome. So as far as recent past, we have the Hierophant, which is a major arcana, as well as the 7 of Pentacles, and another major arcana, the Hermit. So the Hierophant is situations that in society that we have to just deal with. Now, there may have been, some aspect of you that didn't want to go about what's been happening as far as restrictions, and it may have actually affected your life more so than many other people, and it's something that you just kind of had to tough it out and work through. And this second card, which is a card of patience and having patience around a material thing, this situation of restriction around everything that's happened in the last year and what people have had to go through and how it's affected businesses and everything could have been affecting you in a major way. And it is moving, though. You just have to have patience through things and knowing that things are shifting. It may have made you isolate yourself, though, quite possibly a bit more than you would have in the past, and this has brought out that inner critic and the analytical aspect of yourself, but it may have also brought about a serious time of self-healing and learning and refining your skills to be more practical and more efficient. It really all depends on how you worked with that energy. As far as current energies go, we have the Nine of Cups. We have the Strength card, which is a major arcana, and we also have the Sun card. So things are definitely shifting for you. The Nine of Cups is a card of emotional satisfaction. It's like, I completed these things, and I can look into all these cups and have reflection, and that I had these pleasant experiences. The Strength card, though, is reminding us to have control over our desire nature. If we have things that we want to do in life, we can't let ourselves get swept away in the pleasantries of it. We also have to have responsibility and be able to control not just how we react to situations and what we do with our lives, but like our emotional output. Like if we anger easily, we may need to learn how to control that and how we respond to situations so that we can respond to them from a more heart-centered manner. The third card is a major arcana. It's the most beneficial card of the entire tarot deck. It's the Sun. The Sun reveals things. It brings out aspects of our nature. It shows us aspects of our nature. It shows us where we can grow and where we can become and where we feel comfortable to grow. So through this experience, even though it may have been hard, the patience that you've worked through has given you some sense of learning and understanding of yourself that's actually been of a really high value and has brought a lot into your life. Now, the next set of cards that we have is the future energies. We have the Ace of Wands, which is all about new birth, conception, new ideas, new projects, and impetus to start something new. We have this Seven of Wands, which is a card that's reminding us to have boundaries and to make sure that we protect that which is important to us. And then we also have another major arcana, which is the Lovers. And this is a card that's about relationship, but also communication and relationship. It's reminding us that we have to take time to actually be in relationship and have exchanges in relationship that hold it at a high standard so that we can move forward in a healthy way. Now, the Lovers is definitely a card of communication, and it's bringing up, you know, the need for you to speak up for yourself based on these boundaries and the boundary card that has shown up. You know, possibly some new beginning or some birth of some new idea that you have to protect in some way. Now, the ultimate outcome of this set in this span of time is the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is telling us, do you want to act? Like, this situation is going to keep coming up unless you confront it and deal with it and act on it. You can ignore it, but it's still going to be there chewing on your gears and kind of eating away at you, versus if you just handle it and then you've dealt with it and you don't have to worry about it anymore. It's kind of like if you consider a bill or taxes or some responsibility or some agitation that's just like, you know, like a little mouse running around chewing at wires in your mind and bothering you while you're sleeping at night. If you just pay the bill or have the conversation, things can be resolved, and then that goes away and there's relief in that space. So ultimately, do you want to act or do you want to not act? And how are you going to respond to that communication? Are you going to take the time to communicate? Mercury is going to be moving in retrograde here in about a week or so in through the course of this process, which will give us some time to contemplate matters even more. But now is the time to have the conversations that you feel like you need to have to put that energy out into the world. So Thank you for listening, Cancer Rising. I send you a good wish over the coming weeks. If you have any questions, comments, or like a reading, please feel free to reach out to me at rootsofalchemy@gmail.com. I send you much love, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.